Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Crypto trading lives. We'll go over some swing trades. Are we going to add to our positions? Basically, just go over the crypto markets. A little summary, of course. And yeah, basically at the moment, Bitcoin is doing a whole lot of nothing. Okay, we spoke about the sideways action for a while. Of course, the crypto market goes sideways for the majority of the time and makes its move up or down in the minority of the time, actually. So here we go. Here's Bitcoin at the moment, currently hovering above the 50-day EMA, which is a bullish sign. It is bullish above the 50-day EMA. Of course, we slipped down over the course of the weekend, but nothing to worry about over the course of the weekend, of course. So at the moment, Bitcoin above the 50-day EMA, above the 0.382 Fibonacci as well, which is a good sign. And ultimately, we are looking for the next move up, and this is most likely the descending resistance over here that we need to break. So if Bitcoin can get above that 120, K zone, I am seeing that move happen quickly up to that 135K mark over here. So we can slowly move this box to the right as time goes on, something like that. There we go. Voila. So, I mean, as time goes on, we can have a higher and higher target because we are aiming to take profits at the top of this ascending resistance over here. Only one cause of concern is that the RSI is trading below 50, which is a bit of a red flag. Just shows that the bullish momentum may not be there, but it is above the key levels, and it can easily make an assault to the upside at these levels over here. So one thing we can keep an eye out is, of course, the RSI, which is just trending to the downside, and you can most likely wait for this to break to the upside before Bitcoin breaks out. Normally the RSI breaks out before price does as well. So that is the Bitcoin analysis, basically just going sideways. However, we are looking good above the mentioned support zones over there. Solana failed to hold above the 50% level, and it is currently testing it as resistance. We really need to see Solana consolidate above these EMAs, guys. We need to see a consolidation in the zone over here to get bullish on Solana. For now, expecting sideways action. I'm still in my long from $146 over there. Basically, you can put this at break even if you are in this trade. Just came very short of our TP1 over there, but still in the trade, guys. Still in the trade. Ethereum as well, showing a little bit more strength than Solana. We're going to go into the Sol ETH chart just now, and I'll show you guys why. But this is looking good. Obviously, we sold our position at that 3,800 region, 3,850 over there, and potentially looking to get back in this trade. We could see a retest of the 50-day EMA before we move to the upside. So this is the region that I'm looking to wait for. If the market just moves to the upside, that's okay. I have enough spot ETH and I have enough exposure in the crypto market. But if we do come down to this $3,300, $3,200 zone over there for Ethereum, that's going to be a good buying opportunity. And this is where I will start to, potentially start aping into Ethereum. So this is the plan at the moment. Otherwise, what you can expect is most likely a range just to form in the zone before we do break to the upside. ETH BTC still looking really bullish and strong. Currently trading above this red box zone over here, which we said we're probably going to see some price action around the zone over here. We do have the golden cross, which is bullish. So ultimately still looking for much higher levels for ETH BTC. XRP in the buy zone at the moment between $2.80 and $3. Those charts are slightly lagging me, so it is not you. But this is what we spoke about on Monday, this potential setup over here. So we said, it's going to be looking good if we can close the candle outside of this declining resistance over here. I'm just going to put it on the 8-hour time frame just to get a better look at this, descending resistance over here. It is lagging though, guys, so my bad. So there we go. Here's the resistance over here. It looks like we've broken out, and you started to test this as support. You can see buyers are stepping into the market over here. So this is a good sign. So what you can do if you're not long is you can go long over here. Stops below the important EMAs over there. This is, of course, on the there, something like that. That'll be looking really good, guys. I think this is on the 8-hour time frame. If we go back to the daily, we are still well above those EMAs over there. So this is a good trading opportunity and idea. Let's see how this plays out. Yeah, very good setup over here. I'm still long from over here. So, you know, if we do get another test at $2.80, that's going to be my buy zone for XRP. But that's a potential trade setup over there. Bitcoin dominance also going sideways. The whole market's going sideways, guys, and obviously it's designed for, you know, people to get bored and bail out of their good positions, or for people to get greedy or fearful at the extreme. So at the moment, this is at resistance, guys. We have to treat this box over here as resistance. All top, flip that as support before making that higher high, lower high RSI, bearish divergence over there. And what I want to see for Bitcoin dominance is the death cross. So that is what I'm waiting for. Of course, the death cross. The death cross, and for Bitcoin dominance to be trading below 60.34%. So that's what we're waiting for, guys. So if you aren't in the Bitcoin dominance short trade, you know, you can wait for your confirmations, and that confirmation is going to be losing that 60% level. And of course, this will happen very fast, so watch out for that. Let's speak about Solana, Ethereum quickly. Let's let this load up, guys. But things that are looking good, guys, we do have fear and greed index of Bitcoin, of course, trading at 54, which is neutral. So it's good to see the sentiment in a neutral place, of course. And with sentiment over here, and Bitcoin, you know, fear coming back into the market, or less greed, what you'd say, that is a good sign of a potential reset, guys. And the long-short ratio on the 24-hour time frame over there is favored to the short side, so we could see a little bit of a pump, as most players are positioned short over there. Okay, Sol ETH has lost these key levels over here, and technically has been in a downtrend since the death cross over here. So that's why I think Ethereum might be outperforming Solana. Solana over Ethereum trending to the downside, which means that, you know, we will most likely see Ethereum outperform Solana for the remainder of the cycle, guys. Apologies for this internet connection, guys. It's been really slow. Not sure why. But, you know, not too much is happening at the moment anyways. So, you know, we aren't really missing out on anything here. Okay, so with nothing loaded so far, you can see this is a big resistance zone over here. 50-day EMA, that is being tested as resistance as well. You can see we are in bearish market structure, creating lower lows and lower highs. So what you do expect here is for the trend to continue and for USDT dominance to trend to the downside, which means crypto will be trending to the upside, guys. Apologies for this, guys. Not sure why. There we go. So massive zone over here. This was, of course, the buy zone before losing the level, the high probability zone over there. Now it looks like we are getting rejected off that 50-day EMA, which is a good sign, of course. Let's get rid of this quickly, show you guys some over there. But what we'd like to see is for USDT dominance, of course, to continue to get rejected off the 50-day EMA and then start to reclaim and get underneath this level over here. this would show that we're most likely going to come down to the bottom of the range right over there. And that level, of course, comes at that 4.37%. So it potentially is lining up, of course, because if most people are, going short, the majority of the traders are going short, there is that skew over there. And, with most people going short, we could see a short squeeze. And that short squeeze for crypto would result in a pump, which would be a dump for USDT dominance. So losing this level could be on the cards. However, it is starting to form a bit of an uptrend on the lower term timeframes. But guys, to be very honest, there's not much to add. Today we've just been going sideways, slowly accumulating those longs. Of course, I'm very much in my long position still. Some of them have had a little bit of a drawdown to the downside, but let's see, guys. Let's see. I'll obviously keep you guys updated, but I'll see you guys later this week. Long and strong, baby. Cheers for now.